Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do a daily technical analysis of gold and silver. I'll give you guys an update on what's going on. To me, everything looks good. Everything's still in check. All the lines are broken. Nothing's been broken to the downside. So everything looks good, and I'll show you what I'm seeing in the charts. So let's dive in. And again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. But we'll look here, and I'll give you my opinion on gold and silver. Now, here's the dollar. Dollar was up today, 0.23%. A little bit stronger dollar. Usually it manifests itself in a little bit weaker gold price. Let me throw a trend line in here. And what we've got is a broken down trend line. That's what I'm seeing here. Using some of these, it looks like it's about to break and try to go to the upside. Dollar, let me see if the dollar broke. Actually, didn't do that one. Because it looks, it's still in the uptrend. But the gold looks like it's trying to break its downtrend here today. The dollar on a big picture view is still weak. We broke to the downside in 2020, and we're trying to make its way up a little bit in the short to medium term. And when I say short term, guys, I'm talking like a year. Short to medium term's a year. We're coming on down, and I'm looking for a break to the downside here. This is an ascending wedge pattern. I don't think it's breaking to the upside. I think we're going to resolve lower. And I'm just waiting because it's still in that pattern. Looking at the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield, we hit our head on this big resistance line going across. We hit our head, and I think we'll break through this. If oil continues to go higher, the 10-year is going to go higher. They go up in tandem. So it's no coincidence that the 10-year and oil are both at resistance sticking points at the same time, and that's where they're at right now. Gold, everything still is intact. Yeah, it's down a little bit today, but I'm still looking for a launch. And the reason I'm looking for a launch, it's not based off of technical analysis. It's not based off of any of those things. When you have oil rocketing higher, it's just a matter of time before that inflation gets through the system. When that inflation gets through the system, then it's a matter of time before interest rates start going up. If interest rates start going up, then you're going to have pain in the bonds sector because bond prices will go down with higher interest rates. Now, people are going to say, well, they're going to print more money and hold and do more QE and hold interest rates down. Well, the dollar is going to absolutely get the value of the dollar will go down immensely under those scenarios. And rates will get so negative in a real terms that people will sell their bonds anyway. And then they're going to be stuck with everyone selling their bonds and them being the only buyer of all the bonds for probably everything. So we'll see what happens. But everything looks good so far with gold. Everything's still intact, I should say. There's nothing broken here. There's no big sell-off yet. The sellers haven't womped it down lower. Everything's holding intact for a move to potentially go higher. Silver already broke its downtrend line. It's already broken. It's coming on back and probably going to do a retest at maybe $23 an ounce. Then we'll see that move. And platinum broke its downtrend already, and it's moving on up. Everything's intact, and I think we're going to continue to move on to the upside. Copper broke its downtrend line. It's still in pullback mode for the retest, so everything's looking fine. It's all good. I would be a buyer in this general vicinity. GDX, broken downtrend. We've pulled back. We have a hammer pattern. I still think this is ready to move on up. Same with GDXJ. We have two hammer patterns in a row. The buyers are holding strong here. They're holding the line. Now it's just buyers need to step in and overwhelm the sellers. And that goes the same for SILJ. This is a downtrend pattern break. Now we got to break 14 to make a new uptrend. We're putting in the new low right now. Newmont is doing the same thing. Up day today in the face of some down days, broken downtrend line. We're gathering our support right here, ready to move on up. And Franco-Nevada, again, looking good. I think we're going to see a move to the upside here shortly. And same with wheat and precious metals. It's the same relative pattern. Now, EMX, again, guys, we're breaking all of the downtrends. And when you break the downtrend, I'm looking to the upside, not the downside. If I were to turn bearish on these, they have to break back below these support lines. They have to break back down, and that's a good ways off. Same with Koya Silver. It's broken the downtrend. It's pulled back. It's ready to go higher at some point here shortly. Same with metallic minerals, broken downtrend. We have all these big buying pressure candlestick days, bullish engulfings, all in this section here. That is a start of a move to the upside. We just got to break 36 cents-ish and close above it for a new uptrend. Impact Silver's doing the same thing, broken downtrend line. We're coming back a little bit to make a higher low, and then we'll make a higher high, new uptrend. So that's what I have for gold and silver. I think it looks good. Everything looks good. It's all still intact for a move to the upside. We're just finishing off, coming back for that higher low. So the way a downtrend works, and I'll draw it here. Let me draw it in here real quick. Oh, hit the wrong button there. So what happens is you get a downtrend that comes down like this. Oh my gosh. Let me get some. You get a downtrend that comes like this. I'm off the page. The downtrend is basically this line there. And then let's say we kind of came into an ascending wedge, and I just drew that for the heck of it. Step number one is breaking the downtrend. Step number two is making a higher new low. Step number three is breaking. And this is a new uptrend. So step number one is to break the downtrend line. Step number two is to create a higher low. There's your low, here's a higher low. Step number three is to break this high here and close above it somewhere up here. This whole thing here is a 1, 2, 3 bottom. 1, 2, 3. Break, higher low, higher high. Now we are in a new uptrend, and this thing's going to go that way. So that is what I am looking for. Now, if you apply that to these charts that I have here, downtrend line, we break it, we pull back with a higher low, and then we're going to move up. And all of these patterns exhibit that trait that I just drew. Every single one of these. There's that one. This one. Remember, it's got to make a higher low somewhere in here and stay above that line. They're all doing it. All of these are doing it. Even silver, it's still doing it, even though we had a big down day today. They're all, now this one's trying to break their downtrend line there. That one's broken the uptrend line, and this one's doing the opposite. This one broke it, it made a new low. It's making a lower high, and then we're going to break and break this and be in a new downtrend for the dollar. And that's all I'm looking for in all these, is that pattern there. So that's the general trend, is that you break the downtrend line or the uptrend line, and you do the exact pattern. And then you start a new uptrend or a new downtrend. That's the definition of it. So everything looks great in gold and silver and platinum and copper. I would be looking to accumulate, not looking to sell or be worried about anything. So that's where my head's at. If you guys like this type of analysis, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk later. This is Finding Value.